The Joe Rogan Experience.
That's one of the reasons why I bring people on that I don't agree with. I think it's important to have conversations with people, whether on the left or the right, that you don't agree with, just to find out who they are and what they think.
Yeah.
And just to have discussions.
It's also
with
like
people.
testing your own feelings about
100%.
it. Like, just like, okay, no, that's all right. I still feel, having heard arguably their best argument or a very cogent argument for their side, and you go, yep, I think the thing that is lost in one of the things that's lost in the world now is partially because of the internet or blogs or whatever, where you have to be 100% in every belief. And it's like, I'm not 100% in any belief.
No.
Like there are some beliefs where I say I'm 51%, but that still wins. 51% is still the thing I tell you.
Yeah.
Whereas people can't believe you either got to be 100% or zero. You're a cuck or you're a fucking stud.
Yeah.
Like, and there's no like, well, abortion's a perfect example where we're both like, I'm for it, but it's pretty brutal. Or it's a severe thing, or whatever the but, and you're not allowed to have a but anymore. You just can't go, I have a measured point of view, and I took the vote in my head, and it's 70-30. Yeah. And you're not,
if you change your mind, somehow or another, that's bad. That's someone said, well, not just one person. Many people said, you flip-flop on things. Like, no, I consider things.
Yeah, and it's not, it's also not, when politicians do it, it's because it's politically going to work in their favor.
Yes.
You do it because you've thought more about it, or you heard the right argument at the right time, and you just go, okay.
Yeah, I change my opinions all the time. I'm not married to those fucking things. I don't need them. My opinions are just ideas in my mind are something that should be explored. And there's certain ideas that I just hold steadfast. Don't rape, don't murder people, don't steal. All the obvious ones, right?
Yeah.
Everybody holds those.
Yeah.
But then when it gets to unusual, weird, slippery things, I'm like, okay, well, why is there an inclination to lean towards a certain direction? Like, are we virtue signaling? Are we, we are sending out the flag of tribal obedience? Like, what are we doing when we're discussing these things? And a lot of that is what ruins discourse. And this is what I think I have a real big problem with deplatforming. When you start deplatforming people and censoring people, you don't just want to not hear them. You want no one to hear them. And this is where I have a problem. It's because who the fuck are you? Like, why are you the one who gets to say, even if they're wrong, let everybody figure that out.
It's
wrong.
Misinformation. That's the thing. It's like Pizzagate or the Alex Jones thing where
dangerous.
It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Pizzagate is a good example, right? Because people get ramped up in it. They're like, what? And there was that guy, Ben Swan, who was a journalist who had all these, he had this video that he put out that showed like all the different connections with conspiracy theory or with Pizzagate and various conspiracies and pedophilia. And it was a real weird one. And everybody was like, what? Well, it's just because these things are similar, it doesn't mean there's a pedophile ring going on there. Like, what is that? What exactly is happening there? But then you hear about someone like Jimmy Savile, and you go, wait a minute. This guy was fucking kids for how long?
Yeah.
And no one, like, are there any other ones right now that they haven't exposed?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that kind of shit does. I
think there's a ton of distance between there are pedophiles and there are pedophiles in the pizza place.
In the basement.
Like I believe there's pedophiles,
right?
And that they should be stopped, and they're mostly and my bet is I don't think none of them are powerful, but I don't think that there is I just don't really buy into conspiracies, just generally.
See, I buy into some because there's some of them that are provable. There's some of them that it really did happen where you go, Jesus Christ, they really did that.
I mean, like in like third world countries where we'll fuck with elections, like the shit like that. Like that is, like that's not even a conspiracy. That's just like a poorly told part of history. That's
well,
just
there's things like the Gulf of Tonkin incident.
Right. Oh yeah. But I think that's out. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Do you know about the Operation Northwoods? Do you know about that one?
I don't know.
That one's probably the most disturbing one because that one was signed by the Joint Chiefs of Staff. They were going to organize a bunch of attacks on America and blame the Cubans so that we could go to war with Cuba.
Yeah.
They were going to arm Cuban
false flag,
friendlies and have them attack Guantanamo Bay. They were going to blow up a jetliner and blame it on Cuba. They had all these plans, and it was signed by the Joint Chiefs of Staff and then vetoed by Kennedy. He was like, "What the fuck are you?
Like, what were you guys doing?
You guys are so crazy."
I went to fucking Hyannisport, and I come back
and you're trying to blow up airplanes. And the thing is, this is something that didn't fly, but we found out about it. How many of these things we didn't find out about that actually did happen, and that we think are legitimate instances in the news or real attacks? And
I just think it's a drop in the bucket. I think it's a drop in the bucket. I think it's less than 1%
in comparison to actual events.
Into actual reality versus.
I agree. Yeah,
and so when people are, the reason I don't like conspiracy theories is I think people use it to explain their own failure a lot of the time. Mm-hmm. Like we say it a lot in comedy, like, well, you can't make it unless you're a lesbian woman. And you're like, all right, man, that's
the
not.
Worst. I hate that that perspective is so crazy. It's like, listen, if you're killing, people are going to see you. If you kill a lot, people go to see you a lot.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
You can't fake it.
It is a meritocracy.
Yeah, it really is. It's like there are certainly like some quota stuff in the margins, but no one's making it. No one's doing arenas because of a quota. You can't pull. Yeah. There's nothing you can do to get into arenas.
Yeah, people have to actually like you. And